maybe you just have to press it hard. I don't know, I'm a bit confused. Camera's panning too fast apparently. Should we go and look at the flux site?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's walk up, we can time lapse this bit, it'll be ace. Cue time lapse. Oh, I know why it's jogging about so much because I got it so bloody zoomed in. Oh, that's much better. Right, okay, so here at last, but where is here?
Hello, I'm Neil from the Baromter Podcast, and I'm here with Mike to tell you a bit about the project that we're running here. So we're in a forest in Colorado. So this is a forest just kind of west of Colorado Springs, the Manitou Experimental Forest. And the idea is we're coming here to see how emissions from the forest might affect the rain cycle in the Midwest of America. So this is one of the two sites that we're running at the forest. This is what's called the flux site. So we're using various measurements here to basically try and figure out what the forest is emitting or what it's absorbing. So what kind of stuff's coming out of the trees and the earth that might be going into the atmosphere and affecting the rain cycle. So the various instruments that we've got set up to do that are, this tower here is a permanent flux tower. So this isn't one we're actually running, but the idea is that by making measurements of certain things and measuring the wind velocity at the same time, so the direction of the breeze, you can figure out if there's more stuff measured when the air is going up, which means that it's being emitted from below the measurement, or if there's more stuff being measured when it's going down, which means that it's depositing. Okay, so these are the two sets of instruments we've got. This is the first one here, which is our micro meteorology mast. So we've got this, which is a sonic anemometer, which is the kind of the bread and butter of our micrometeorological measurements. So what this does is it very accurately measures and very rapidly measures the direction of the wind, not just which direction it's coming from, but whether it's going up and down, so a complete vector direction. Then we've got these radiometers that measure radiation from the sun. We've got these surface wetness sensors. Do you want to come a bit closer and have a look at these? So these are basically artificial leaves. And the idea with these is that they can sense the amount of wetness that's present on kind of normal leaves. So they're manufactured to behave like leaves apart from being white. But apparently they absorb the same kind of wavelengths as normal leaves do, which I don't really understand because they're a different colour, but there you go. We've got a radiation shield here, which houses, we've got temperature and RH in here, and this white shield you can see on top just stops any direct sunlight hitting it. We've got this, which is called a lycor, which measures carbon dioxide and also water vapour. And just next to the lycor you can see a stainless steel tube with a funnel on the top. Now this runs all the way down the mast here and into this box at the bottom. So the idea is that if we sample quickly down this tube, we can then make measurements of the particles in the air and then do fluxes with those as well. So here in the box, we've got a whole mess of stuff controlling all these instruments, and we've also got this big box, which is an ultra high sensitivity aerosol spectrometer. So this is just basically a way of measuring the size of particles. So these atmospheric particles are called aerosols. So the idea is that by shining laser light onto these particles and reflecting and measuring how much is reflected back off, we can figure out what size these particles are. So that's the micrometeorology flux site. We've also got over here a partner measurement in this box that's running alongside. So this silver foil is just to reflect the sunlight, especially on this box because it's black, it tends to get quite hot. So inside here, we've got, again you can see we've got another inlet, similar to the one that I showed you over there. And then this instrument here which is called the Wide Interest Biological Sampler. And the idea with this is it's measuring biological aerosol particles, so stuff that's either alive or recently dead. So this can be bits of plants or pollen or viruses or this kind of thing. And the idea is that these might be very effective at helping modify the hydrological cycle. So we've also got in here things like the computer. So this is a computer that logs all the information from all these instruments here today. And then this plugs into a network which we can see back in the container where you saw Mike playing with the winch earlier on. So that's a brief overview of our flux site, and maybe we'll go into more kind of detail on how some of the instruments work later, but that's just an idea of one of the sets of measurements that we're making on this project.